There's nothing wrong with people getting saved in the midst of revival. And as a matter of fact, I would love for folk to get saved in the midst of revival. But revival is truly for those who are already saved. Revival is the time for us to reflect on where we are in God. Revival is the time that we reflect on the walk that we have with God. Revival is the time that we ask that question, how am I walking with the Lord? How am I doing in my Christian walk? Yes, it says, while I'm on this pilgrim journey, I want Jesus to walk with me. That's what we say. Amen. But when you talk about walking with God, it says that you've got to have fellowship with Him. Fellowship. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3 says, how can two walk together except they agree? But yet we say we want to walk with God. But sometimes we don't agree with God. Amen. You're preaching good, John. I like that. It's amazing how we can fellowship one with another. It's amazing how we fellowship with our fellow human beings. It's amazing how we fellowship in the church with our brothers and sisters. It's amazing how we gather over food and we break bread together and then we talk about enjoying the Lord. But in the midst of our fellowship, how many times has the Lord come up? How many times have we talked about the goodness of God? How many times have we talked about what God is done and is doing in our life? Yeah, we talk about fellowshipping, but most of the time when we're talking about fellowshipping, men are talking about that football game that they're about to miss because it's Sunday afternoon. They're talking about what LeBron is going to do now that he's with the Miami Heat. Ladies, you're trying to find out where you can get those shoes on sale. You saw the sister on the third row and two pews behind you and you want to say, where did she get them shoes? I just got to get them. But yet still we say we had good fellowship. Yeah, we had good fellowship with each other. But when did we fellowship with God? When did we bring God into the picture? When did we say, God, you're a mighty God? When did we look at our brothers and sisters over bread and say, God's been mighty good to me. And God's been so good to me that I'm sitting here today. And some of us can tell a story. I had cancer, but God's been good to me. And He brought me from death's door. And He allowed me to be here once again. And He's allowed me to sit here and talk and commune with you. When was the last time that we truly had communion and fellowship with the Father? Fellowship, fellowship, fellowship. Paul brought that term up in the New Testament called koinonia. It's a Greek word that means that you've got to participate. But if you're going to participate, that means that two parties come together and they join in some activity. The question is, sometimes we always want to bring God into what we are doing instead of joining Him in what He's doing. Amen. You know how we do. Lord, I want you to come by here and I want you to do this for me and I want you to do that for me. God said, I ain't wanting to do that. I want you to come and do what I want you to do. God says, I want you to start a new ministry. I want you to go out there and begin to talk to those folk on the street. I want you to go out there and begin to tell somebody about Jesus Christ. My God, if we're talking about walking with Him, we ought to be sharing Him with somebody. My question is, when was the last time you shared Jesus Christ? I know that's a hard question. But when was the last time you stopped and told somebody that Jesus Christ can save their soul? When was the last time you said, this man that I walk with called Jesus, this man that I walk with that saved my life, this man that I walk with on a daily basis, he can come into your life and he can transform you and he can make you a new creature. When was the last time we truly had fellowship with the Father? I got